Hello, my name is George and I'm on the leadership team of All Nations Christian Centre in Reading, and this is my thought for the week. Musicians often like to redo songs that they've previously put out, to put a different rhythm or a different mix onto those songs to present them to us in new ways. And I remember when I was growing up in the 1980s, and you can buy a 7-inch vinyl single which had one version of a song, but also you could buy sometimes a 12-inch version of the same single, but it was done with a different mix or a different rhythm, just to give you a new perspective on that song. Then we had CDs, which gave artists even more opportunity to experiment with their music. And now, of course, with digital platforms, there's an almost unending ability for musicians to repurpose the songs that they have put out previously. When Eugene Peterson wrote the Message translation of the Bible, starting with the New Testament, what he wanted to do was to bring some of the original impact, vitality, rhythm, idioms, and directness of the Greek text into a modern day language, partly to enthuse those individuals who thought that the Bible was somewhat inaccessible and not really for them, but also for those of us who read the Bible on a more regular basis, and perhaps the words have become just very familiar. So bringing up the English to the modern day language, as might have been used at the time the Bible was written in the original Greek, was something that he was very keen to do. And of course, the rhythm of our lives has been massively impacted by the way in which we're having to operate under the current coronavirus restrictions. Who would have thought that the usual patterns of getting up, having breakfast, going to school, going to work, going shopping, seeing friends and family would have been disrupted in the way that we have seen over the past year? But here we are. But it got me thinking about our spiritual rhythm. How is our spiritual rhythm? And I remember back to a sermon that was preached long ago when I was a young Christian in the Ulster Temple in Belfast by the senior pastor then, called Peter Smith, who gave us 3 keys to a good rhythm for a spiritual life as a Christian. And the first was an open life of purity, living every day in a God-honouring way, which really indicates the fact that we were changed inwardly by the saving power of Jesus. And secondly, having a secret life of prayer and Bible reading, feeding every day on what God has for us, the good things that God has for us in His Word, and the relationship that He wants to have with us. And finally, and thirdly, an active life of service. Every day serving God in the community, amongst the people that we know and love, bringing the gospel of Christ to a generation that needs to hear about His salvation. So I just wondered what you thought about how your spiritual rhythm was. And I wanted to leave you with the words of Jesus as contained in the Message version of the Bible given to us by Eugene Peterson. And it's from Matthew 11 and verse 28 to 30. It says this: "Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly." Have a good week.